Welcome back to the Quantum Guide Show. And today I'm very happy to bring back my returning guest, my friend, and my colleague, Joan Widen. Let me tell you a little bit about her. Joan Widen always had a sense of knowing. She would see and hear spirits and have vivid dreams and premonitions. That was her normal. Though not fully understanding her gifts as the years passed, she felt there was more to discover about who she really was and needed to seek out her purpose. Her efforts to better understand her talents have led her to develop and expand her skills as an intuitive life coach, a Reiki master and teacher, pranic and crystal healer, feng shui consultant, house and office clearing specialist, and she performs mediumship. Joan is able to help you to connect with past loved ones and clear energy blocks as to help you to move forward with purpose so that you can achieve what you want out of life. Joan also has, Joan is also the host of the Journey with Joan podcast every Friday night at 9 p.m. EST, 6 p.m. PST, and has recently made her debut on the Typical Skeptic podcast and the Forbidden Knowledge News podcast. All of the links are featured below in the description. Please do check me out. Subscribe to my channels, leave me a comment, like my videos, and share my content with your friends. And I'm also very happy to announce that I can now offer you channel memberships. You can help to support my channel and also take advantage of my perks. Okay, so without further ado, we'll bring Joan on. Hi, Joan. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you, Karen, for having me. It's always
Nice.
great to be here with you.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to see you. I just want to say a quick shout out to Amy, Psychic Medium. Amy and I've been corresponding a bit. Her and actually you, Joan, are two of the first people who bought my book. So I really
Nice.
appreciate that very much from both of you. So, last time for the listeners, the viewers, whether you're here live or, listening to the replay or on an audio platform, last time Joan was on the Aliens and Angels podcast. I'll put the link below so you can catch up. And she delved into how she got started in this, or sort of her paranormal history and things like that. Oh, got another message here. Amy says, loving your book and nice to meet you, Joan. And I thought what we would do today is delve a little bit more into, for those of you who want to catch up, watch the other show. But I thought today we could delve into your healing, how you got started, and maybe even some of your more interesting experiences as a healer, Joan.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. So I got started. Again, I've always had these gifts. I didn't really know what it was. Being brought up strictly Catholic, this kind of stuff wasn't anything you really wanted to dive into or talk to anyone about. I did in high school kind of talk to our high school priest about a little bit of the knowing, and he would say, there is seers in the Bible. So we were able to, so he let me speak a little bit, but I wasn't sure how much I could say at the time because, again, you don't want to appear cuckoo. And I was also told not to really say too much. So I just used it really for me. Um,
Mhm.
and then as soon as I had my firstborn child, something in me just said I needed to look into who I was innately and spiritually. So I needed to find that, look for that, and understand it more. Um, I didn't have a tribe of people that I could talk to or discuss any of this stuff with. So Reiki found me. I was working in an office space, and one of our clients came up to me and was like, "Hey, have you heard of Reiki? Have you ever done any of this?" And I'm like, "No." Tell me about it. So then I took it and I went, whoa, this is exactly what I was missing. And again, when you first start your journey into the spiritual world, you really want to get your hands into everything. And so that's what really started it all. And then as the healings progressed, I could feel it was it felt stronger and stronger. And even now, as I talk about this, I can feel the energy between my hands just starting to go. So I'm not sure who needs the energy, but that's okay. It's gonna go your way. And so some of the most interesting what's healings that I have done were that sometimes that healings doesn't necessarily mean you get to continue life on this earth. So some
Mhm.
the healing is actually in the death of it, of your death in itself, right? And that one was a tough one for me to understand because again, I was fairly new and you're going, whoa, I was supposed to, I wanted to heal her, but I heard the healing was actually her death. And I blamed myself for a little bit for a little while, and then I think it was a couple years later I ran into her husband, and her husband said, thank you so very much, like, thank you for helping her. I know you feel bad about her passing away, but I'm going to tell you that was the best thing ever. And it wasn't
Mhm.
because, you know, she was not a nice person. She was, but it was very taxing. And it was healing for the rest of the family because she had been sick for quite some while. She had cancer and she had been sick for quite some while, for 7 years. And every turn it was like, oh no, is it time? Is it time? And then it finally just ended. Right. So
Mhm.
another cancer story was someone came to me and they're like, can you help my mom? She's got lumps in her breast. They think it's cancer. And I said, sure, I'm new at this. I will help her. Let me figure this out. I'm like, so I talked to her and I said, okay, I'll take you on, but you got to do everything I ask you. Now, it's not, people are like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to make you do crazy stuff, but I want to know if you're willing to get better. So if you're not willing to do what I ask you to do, well, then there's no point in it. And so we spoke a lot. I said, okay, they lived in another city, right? 3 hours away ish. And then I said, these are the things that you need to do. You need to go walk in nature. You need to really see the scenery and enjoy it and love it and see how everything is a miracle. And I said she had to
Mhm.
do this every day. She had to do at least one thing for her in a day instead of only cater to everyone else. So I did long distance healing for her. And then when she was about to get the lumps removed, she came to see me in person just to have one last thing. So I said, okay, well,
Mhm.
so come. And I did a in-person session for her. Right afterwards, she was going to get them taken out, and she actually had told me if they are like, if this was all for nothing, they're gonna take them both off. I just told them to get rid of it. And so I'm of the adage of, if you're not gonna work on it, taking it off doesn't help you anyways, because
Mhm.
it will just transfer to another part of your body. So you actually have to
Mhm.
heal that in order for it to be completely gone. So
Mhm.
the next day, she told me she was excited. She said, guess what? The technicians couldn't find the lumps in my breast. They couldn't figure it out. She goes, the crappy part was I had to do the mammogram again, which, is not fun.
Mhm.
And they said it shrunk from, like, what was it? So like a kiwi to about a loonie, and then the one that was like a toonie size, so a $2 coin size, was now like a nickel or a dime.
Mm-hmm.
And so they just took them off, like just took them out, and they wanted to see how well she healed. As like, so since she saw me, I said, okay, tell me when your surgery is. I'll give you energy while you're having your surgery. And then when it's done, I will sew up your aura so that you can actually heal much faster. Because if you don't sew up your aura, you're leaking energy and your body has a harder time to actually physically recover from surgery. So
Mm-hmm.
this woman, she was 67, 69 at the time. And her doctors were like, I don't know what you're doing, but how are you healing like a 30-year-old? How are you
Mm-hmm.
healing this fast? Like, we expected you to be in this hospital for 2 to 3 weeks, but it looks like you might be going home by the end of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And so she just,
Fantastic.
I'm getting energy. And so then after that, I haven't heard from her since. So I'm going to say, safe to say, I would say, is that she became cancer free, and it was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So those, that's, it's quite intriguing how those happen, right? And again, it's all in also the client. It's not necessarily me, because the energy flows through me and the information. It's if you, the client, are willing to do the work to get past that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and even what other healings? Like, so, there's so many. And when I was doing, I would say that healing from, like, on the typical skeptic, Rob, the
Mm-hmm.
host, as I was doing that, I didn't want to say it live on air, because they don't like to boost themselves. But I really, when I was working on him, I saw in my mind's eye the same light beings that came into the one healing that I did, that they were completely knocked out, but they weren't going on a deeper level. So I'm not sure if that's why Rob could actually feel more of a difference, but I'm allowed to say it now because it's done. They don't like to say, hey, guess what? I'm here, to everyone
Mm-hmm.
else. And I hadn't seen them since that first healing. And that would have been probably close to 20 years ago. So they're stepping up, and it wasn't a full on psychic surgery this time. Only one person, one light being came in to help out, and it is, it bar none, just amazing. You just have to see all the different, you know, get all the chakras moving, get all the your life force energy moving, and miracles happen. Our bodies know
Mm-hmm.
what to do. It's
They
just
do.
when we put all this stress, it, you know, stress is chaos. So the body goes into chaos.
Yep, it sure does. And I just want to say a quick hi to Tony Ann. Hi, Tony Ann. Nice of you to join us today. Yeah, I myself have had some huge health challenges. I won't get into it too much, but one of them was a diagnosis of cancer. I had the lumps and they were huge. And but because of the healthcare system in Canada is so poor, everyone thinks it's so great. Oh, you'll be dead before you ever get in to see a specialist or have the test done. But so the doctor wanted to schedule me for surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation therapy. And I just said to her, "Stop, you're scaring the hell out of me." She says, "Well, I don't mean to scare you, but you have to get on this right away." And so I'm going to tell you, and I'm not recommending this to anybody. This is my own personal experience. I am not a medical practitioner. I would never want to influence anybody else about how to care for your health. But I kind of learned the hard way that all the promises they make in the mainstream medical often are not necessarily the way things outcome. So anyway, long story short, I left her office and I said to universal consciousness or God, whatever you want to call it, I said, it's between you and me whether I live or die, not that doctor. So what I had to do was discipline my thinking and my awareness to not buy into what she was telling me, to not give my faith in her, and to not accept the treatment. So instead, what I did was I said to Source, I said, how about if I floated out there that I have cancer and I don't have cancer at the same time? I let my body take care of me and see what happens. So I was kind of instructed to go for long walks, change my diet. But the big part was I had to hide from everybody that I had a cancer diagnosis because I don't know how it is in other areas, but if you have cancer, it can be a huge dramatic platform. Everyone's, oh my God, I'm so sorry, and worried about you and praying about you. And there's all kinds of services that will, sorry, I got sun on my nose. There's all kinds of services that will pick you up and take you to all these appointments. It's almost like a frenzy of excitement when you get cancer. And I had to pretend I didn't have cancer, not tell anybody and resist the urge to use it for drama. That was tougher than I thought it was going to be. Long story short, 3 months later, I went in to see the surgeon. He says, I don't understand it, but you do not have cancer. You have no symptoms at all. And I was so happy that I let my body heal, gave it the chance. Yes, gave myself the chance to heal. So I don't want to take away from what you're saying, Joan. I'm just trying to let people know that our bodies are wonderfully made and
Absolutely.
they know how to heal. And I'm going to check with oh, there's Kaluna. This actually is a member of my family. Hi, sweetheart. I love you so much. I'm so glad you came to the show today. And I hope I'm not embarrassing you by gushing over you. It's just you're one of my favorite people in the whole world, and I'm so happy to see you here. Um, and I just want to put up from Amy, do you ever see chakra colors when waking from a deep sleep? Deep sleep. I have been lately. And Tony Ann says, thanks for having me listening in. So I'd like to just comment on sort of my little experience that I shared, Joan. And then I'm wondering if you please feel free to say anything you want to tell the people today. But I'm also wondering if you might want to give a few readings to
Oh, absolutely.
some of the people in the live chat today. So first I'll turn it back over to you
Okay.
and let you comment on my little experience.
So, absolutely, that works completely wonders. And again, it goes back to the grounding, right? It's goes back
Mhm.
to being more for you. And the reason why you weren't supposed to announce it to the world was because if you announced it to the world, you claimed it. You claimed that that was in your body. Um, a lot of times, like, I won't say to people, no, you can only work with me and you can't do traditional medicine. For me, traditional medicine is there, so it's there to be used. However, if you would like to do it in conjunction, it's always good. For me, I would go let them know that you're also doing this so that if they have any questions for me or if they want to know what I get for you, I will tell them. I said,
Mhm.
so I typically work with the medical practitioners, but again, I've also had people that don't as well. And we just work together. But again, that's to each his own. And you have to fight for you. We do have a medical system, both like everywhere in the world. But again, it's your choice. And I'm not saying either way that you have to decide. You either do this or you do this. It's not that way. You have to feel it within your heart. Because again, there's that story, right? God, I thought you would help me. Well, I sent you a boat. I sent you a life raft. I sent
Yes.
you a helicopter and you never took it. So So there's all those things. You have to be fully present and right here, right now, so that you could be aware if there are lifelines that are being thrown to you by God, the creator, the universe, or Allah, whoever you speak to. As for the chakras, absolutely, I see them when I wake up. I actually see a lot of sacred geometry when I wake up. Even when I'm just kind of zoning out, I see all the colors as well. So I try not to zone out too much, or because if I'm driving, then I start seeing all these colors. But it doesn't necessarily block my vision, but it does mess with your peripheral vision. But yes, absolutely. If anyone has a question about or would like a quick reading, then absolutely. But
Yeah, so
yeah,
so Amy and Tony Ann and Kaluna Starbeing, do any of you have a question? Would you like a reading? Just put a comment in the live chat and we'll do it.
but just yeah, so again, I love energy work. It is amazing. It does wonders. It opens the eyes to a lot of people that miracles can exist and do exist. And for the medical doctors out there, it blows their mind as well because they
Mhm.
can't believe it.
It
So,
does. It does. They
yeah.
cannot see. They're so entrenched in the three-dimensional, they can't see all the other options, which is kind of sad for them. Amy says, I have a blockage in my ability. How can I fix it?
Okay. So right away, I got Amy um, is you're second guessing yourself. You are getting in the way of you. So let's take a deep breath and take your energy all the way up. And it's going to be like a fire hose of light from above. So feel that come down, and it's going to come down all the way through, right? Your throat, your your head, fill it completely and all the way down, out through your hands, tips, down your body, down through the earth. Take it all the way down to the core. Once you're at the core, I still feel you're going. Don't think too much. All right, you're there. Now, once we're at the core, we're going to take some of the energy, the life force from the earth. We're going to take some of that loving energy Mother Nature has, and we're going to take it up. And as it's coming up, it's going to commingle and dance with the energy from above. All right, and it's going all the way up. Now we're going to cocoon ourselves in it, and we're going to be like the Care Bears and do a Care Bear stare. However, it's going to be not just from our um, solar plexus. It's going to be from our whole aura. It's going to just explode out. So make it as big as your home. Now, as big as, I believe, do you live in the States? So if you, like, I feel like you do. So as big as your state. Now, as big as the country. Now, wrap your energy around the globe. And now extend. Oh, you live in Canada. Okay, interesting. Okay. Okay, so now expand past the universe. Now, why do I feel like you live in the States? Do you want to live in the States? All right. Okay, so let's do that. I have a little bit of healing. We are going to clear your third eye. I'm just going to do it like this so you can see I'm not. And then we will. Okay. It's going to go one way. We're clearing out your third eye. And then it will stop, and then it will go the other way when it's done. Okay. Let's do some work here. All right. Clear it out. So one thing also, Amy, is try not to have any expectations for your ability. So just allow it to flow, because it does just flow and it is there. I do just feel like it's really like you're second guessing yourself, and then you get like skeptical in your own way, and then it blocks it, if that makes sense. Okay, take 3 deep breaths. So everywhere and anywhere Amy is skeptical of herself and her gifts, I clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Everywhere and anywhere where it just creeps in and we don't know where it comes from, and it just happens for Amy, I clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. What would it take for you to fully embody and be the divine you, and just feel, see, and hear, and allow it with grace, ease, and joy in every day, in every way, and in all ways. And anything in the way of this, I clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. What is it? Okay, so I feel like you were either 6 or 7 when someone had told you, they gave you crap about, I think you had knowing then even, and you had said something and they told you to hush and not say that because it wasn't, you shouldn't know things like that. There's something like, I'm seeing a little girl, and it is not like you aren't in kindergarten, but you are a little bit older. Does that make sense, Amy? So, all right. So this little girl, we'll put you in this orb, and we're going to say, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. It's okay. There you go. Right? It's okay. And we are okay. And we are safe. No one's going to harm us. No one's going to judge us. We survived. We are allowed to use our voice and be 1,000% who we are. And it's safe to do so. Now we're going to say, I bless you with pure love and light. I bless you with purified source energy. I bless you with pure love and light. I bless you with purified source energy. I bless you with pure love and light. I bless you with purified source energy. And one last thing, I love you and I bless you with whatever you feel you need from me. And now she goes up to the sun. There. I feel like now she's not lingering because I feel like she was holding you back a little bit because she was like, well, I can't talk about this. And so then that energy from our parents or adults seem to, you know, we buy and sell it. So we're gonna clear that, we're gonna fill that, and there. All right. So hello, Melinda Crocker.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes. Hello, Melinda. I'm just wondering if you, Joan, would do a special reading for Kaluna Star Being. She's my niece. She's had
Absolutely.
significant health issues all her life. She's such a brave soul. She's actually a healer herself, and she's probably the least likely to ask for herself. And so I'm
Okay.
going to ask on her behalf.
Sounds good. So right away, Kaluna, I feel like your heart. There's it's it's heavy, but it's more of a heartbreaking, like doesn't feel like sometimes it things go your way, even though you do everything, you're there for people. It just feels like everything just kind of gets you get overlooked. So we're going to clear that. So everywhere and anywhere where you don't get seen, I clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Everywhere and anywhere where our voice kind of stifles us, I clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. So everywhere and anywhere where Kaluna has blocked her heart, put it in a lockbox, and has guarded it with a moat. I clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. What would it take for Kaluna to open up her heart and allow herself to feel and know that it's okay to feel, even though it can be a bit daunting or, can be a bit scary? What would it take for her to fully open it with grace, ease, and joy in every day, in every way, and in all different ways? And anything in the way of this, I clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. And with the lots of stuff going on in your head, honor what you have gone through and your experience. With that, at the same time, is you don't have to partake in the drama that goes on in your own head and in your mind. So when that starts going, just allow and leave. Let it just pass right through you. Okay? So just breathe. So everywhere, anywhere, we don't speak up for ourselves because everyone else is more important than us, because that's how we're wired. I clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. And I just want to let you know that, you know what, most healers, that's what happens. That's what we do, because we feel that we need to be there for everyone else. But sometimes we need to step up for us and be there for us and ask for the help as well. Okay, so and also with control, because I'm feeling a lot of stuff in your solar plexus, the more we let go, the more control we actually have. So just allow that to just be and breathe, because you are very powerful. Sometimes you don't feel like you are, and you second guess that, but that's okay. That's because it's this that's going in the way there. Okay. So love yourself. Love, 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 love. Know you're beautiful. Feel beautiful. Like you are. You are gorgeous. So accept the compliment and allow. Sometimes it's hard to accept these compliments, but when we allow it and we say, yes, thank you, that's it. It doesn't require any more talking, no nothing. To say thank you. Get used to that because people are drawn to you. People want to be around you, right? And that's okay. Like, I get that. But remember, when you're around them and your body innately wants to heal them and it heals them, remember to cut from that and go, okay, you know what I mean? Give whatever they feel they need from you, to a piece of that to them, and then they'll cut from you without you going, because I feel like you get super drained with other people when they're around you, especially, I don't know if it's your best friend. I heard best friend. So there's something going on with your close friend. Now I'm not saying it's wrong or what she's doing it intentionally, because I don't feel like it is in a malice way. Okay? All right. So here you are going to be in this Kaluna, and I'm going to put love, lots of light, lots of energy, knowing that you can fully heal yourself easily and effortlessly. Okay, and lots of love. And I bless you with whatever you feel you need from me. Okay, interesting. Okay. It's really, I like to say to people, whatever you get within the first 3 seconds is what your intuition is telling you, or your guides, or your angels. Anything after that, it's made up. So just breathe and it should just go boom. Okay, so okay, Kaluna, I'm not sure. I'm getting like, it feels like roses. Someone wants to give you roses. I'm not sure who that is, but so you're getting a bouquet of roses. Feels like a female, maybe grandma. Okay. But it's interesting because it feels like grandma, but it went into roses and then it turned over and it felt like it was a magic trick. So I'm not sure if you like the magic or you're into the magic, but you are very magical, is what I would say that is. So just remember the magic of you because you've got that spirit within you. Okay? Now I'm going to bless you with pure love and light. I bless you with purified source energy. Bless you with pure love and light. I bless you with purified source energy. I bless you with pure love and light. I bless you with purified source energy. Now we're going to the sun. There you go. Let that sit. All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you for doing that for Kaluna. Now, do you want a little break before the next person,
It's up to
Joan?
you. If you want to go to a break right now, we can, and then we
Let's
can start
do
again.
uh, let's do one more. Let's do
Okay.
Tony Ann in case she has to go. She says
Okay.
she's sorrowed out and she's pregnant and she's thinking of moving to a different state soon. So that's a lot on the table for
That
Tony
is.
Ann.
So
Mm-hmm.
Tony Ann, like, so your sorrow did, tell me a little bit about that, because I feel like that's a part of a story that you feel that is needed to stay with you. No, there was an ending. It feels very abrupt. So, okay, let's see. Okay, health issues you had. Okay. I feel like your baby moves a lot. Does your baby, like, your baby's quite active? You're thinking of moving to a different state. Okay. Okay. The different state. Now, are you moving because there's more, you have a community there, or are you just moving because you feel it's better? Because um, I feel like it's about the same. But if you have the community there to help you, then that it will help, yes. But otherwise, um, as for, you could stay or you can go, it doesn't necessarily mean that one is going to be better than the other, is what I got. Okay. So it's really up to you. They're not saying no, they're not saying yes. So really, for me, it would be, what do you want to get out of the new state? Because I feel like the new state is not necessarily a place where you feel like you would feel at home, really, if that makes sense. I don't know how else to say it that way, except for it just doesn't necessarily feel like it's at home. You have to move from there. Okay. Okay, so make sure when you do move, really find the joy in it. I know, like, you have to move, you say, so allow that process. Try not to um, push back on it, because I do feel like it is one of those things where if you fight it, it should be natural and it should just flow for you. And when you decide on the space and the place, it should go like that, right? Because sometimes for the things that we really want, it really holds us up and it doesn't want us to go there. So just breathe and allow. Baby feels very healthy. They're showing me, I'm not saying what I feel the sex is, because I feel like, do you want that to be a surprise? Because they are showing me, but I don't like to give up that if you want it to be a surprise, or maybe, I don't know. But baby feels very healthy. Okay, so I feel like um I don't know why. I feel like there was like some form of anger here, or there's like, I don't know if you're hard headed or do you know what I mean by that? Like, it just feels, okay, so so everywhere and anywhere. When you get something in your mind, it's hard to see all the different possibilities. I clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, alone a lot. Okay. So, what would it take for Tony Ann to feel loved even when you're alone? And anything in the way of this, I clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. What would it take for Tony Ann to feel okay? And it's right and good to be alone without judgment. And anything in the way of this, I clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, so feel that, feel being alone. And I know you don't like it, but find that within you, because when you can feel okay and feel like moot, like there's no energy about anger, about being alone, that will allow, allow yourself to really fully open and allow a relationship to come to you and allow it so that there's no need, like it feels like you need to have people around you all the time or in need. So the energy is of lack. So let's clear the lack. So everywhere and anywhere you feel like you're not getting everything met, your needs met, I clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. What would it take for you to know and feel in every way, in all ways, in every day, that you have your needs met? And anything in the way of this, I clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. The northeast. East, okay. So really work on your heart and love being alone, because even though you move closer to your friends and others, that won't heal it by moving there. It will still be there if you don't allow it or feel it. I know what sitting in it doesn't necessarily feel great, but when we allow it, we see it, we can honor it, and we go, okay, you know what? Being with myself, I love myself, so I'm okay with being with myself and just allowing it to flow. The rest of it will come. It will just start. You will see people will come talk to you. Usually when people say, well, I'm alone a lot, I'm going to go closer to friends. If you don't fix the I need here, when you go towards them, you will find that you still will feel alone because they won't necessarily talk to you. So we're clearing that. So we're here, we'll put you in this orb. We're going to put kinship, friendships, community, because I know you love that. We're going to put self-love, unconditional love for yourself, right? Everywhere and anywhere you judge yourself, I clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Everywhere and anywhere where you feel like you're broken, I clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. What would it take for you, Tony Ann, to know you're a beautiful light being and everyone loves you the way you are and there's no need to change? What would it take for you to feel it and love it and know it and own it with grace, ease, and joy in every day, in every way, and in all ways? And anything in the way of this, I clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. And I bless you with whatever you feel like you need from me. Okay. I bless you with pure love and light. I bless you with purified source energy. Bless you with pure love and light. I bless you with purified source energy. I bless you with pure love and light. bless you with purified source energy. Yes, it's time for your pregnancy right now, but again, don't remember that you also have to take care of you, and now you'll have a passenger who you will have to take care of. But if you don't take care of you, you won't be able to take care of your child. Okay, so remember that. That's important. So love yourself, bless yourself, and I bless you with all that you need and your next steps, because your next steps, there's nothing in the way of it, and it will go well. Just embrace it and love it, and don't think you have to go, like make it a bad thing about going because you have to. All right, Karen, back to you.
Wonderful. Thank you for doing that,
Yeah,
Joan.
you're
Thank you
welcome.
so very much. Now, I'm just wondering if we could just take a 2 minutes for a short
Absolutely.
promotion. I want to tell the audience, those who are not familiar. Oops, what did I just do? Those that are not familiar, I just want to tell you a little bit about my book, which I recently published. Then we'll come back. And when we come back, Joan, I want you to talk about where people can find you. Are you available to help people remotely? All those kind of good things as soon as we come back.
Absolutely.
Transdimensional, meet the new neighbors. Check out my new book available from Amazon bookstores worldwide and read the stunning details about ET diversity and culture, along with their advanced ways of living and expressing spirituality, which is in no way like anything imagined here on Earth. Transdimensional, Meet the New Neighbors introduces you to many different ET beings, the healing pods, the interior of the big ship, my orientation process, cultural events, and off-world mating practices. When I tucked myself into bed for the night back in 2014, I had no idea that I would be transported to the big ship, meet many different extraterrestrial races of beings, become well acquainted with their culture, and visit numerous interesting worlds. While away, I learned a great deal about the big ship, intergalactic and transdimensional travel, intergalactic planetary research, and the various options for resettlement. My true life adventures continued night after night, and I had never experienced anything like this before. The first few times that I awoke back at home, I convinced myself that it had all been some kind of a fantastic dream. But while away, I was eating, sleeping, learning, and visiting, all the while experiencing what I perceived as days, weeks, and months. I am so happy to present you with my true nonfiction account of my weird little life and the more important messages from beyond our realm that I have been tasked to share with all of you. It is my hope and sincere desire that I will inspire you to acknowledge your own transdimensional abilities and experiences so that together we can become the change we wish to see in our world. Paperback and Kindle editions are now available at all Amazon bookstores. Go to the Amazon website, select the bookstore or Kindle store, and enter Transdimensional, Meet the New Neighbors by Karen Holton. The Audible version is coming out soon. And we're back. And I
And
want to thank, pardon?
I said yes, and we're back.
And we're back. I also want to thank everybody who has bought my book, and I have a special request. Oh, yes, Joan, thank you so much for showing the book. I have a special request. Those of you who've read the book, please do go back to Amazon and leave me a review. The more reviews I get, the more the algorithm recognizes that people are interested in my book. And then when people type in just the basic search bar on Amazon, my book will pop right up. As it is now, people have to go to the bookstore or the Kindle store and type in the name of the book in order to be able to order it. So it would be really helpful if everybody went back and left me a review, and thank you in advance for that. So Joan, let's get back to you. So I'm sure people are wondering, some people will be watching this in the replay and some will be listening to this on an audio podcast. Where can people get a hold of you? What do you offer? Why don't you tell us all about your healing and how people can access your talent?
All right, great. Yes, absolutely. So you can find me on my website, www.joanwiden.com. So it's just my name, Joan. Widen is spelled Widen, just like widen the road. So that's www.joanwiden.com. You can also find me on Instagram at Journey with Joan Widen. Um, Also, once you're on my website, you can fill out a form and then we will converse back and forth. What I offer are readings. I also offer healings. Actually, it's kind of part and part. So if you ask for a reading, if there is something that needs to be healed, I will send that as well. I will ask you and I will work on that for you. That is how it works. I work for spirit and spirit tells me what you need. Sometimes it's not necessarily what we want to hear, but if you ask as well, I will give you the answers that you were looking for as well. But a lot of times it's spirit gives me what you need to hear, not necessarily what you would like to hear. But again, so I do mediumship as well. I also help transition loved ones that are about to transition into the afterlife also. So there's so much that can happen there. Again, there's readings, there's healings, and transition. I also do card readings as well. So angels, tarot card, you name it, I can do it. Yeah.
Wonderful. Now tell everybody a bit about your show, your podcast.
Oh, yes. So my podcast again airs like Karen said, Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And I speak about all things spiritual. I have different guests like Karen. Karen comes as a guest on my show. Um, I also have different people. I've also had someone that came on the show that is living sober and she used spirituality to help her get through that. So there's that. And I like to talk about self care, self love. Our spiritual journeys are always a lot, and there's things that we need to do and be consistent, and sometimes we just need some help. So I talk about that. I haven't talked about chakras. Actually, I did talk about chakras and crystal healing, all those different fun things as well. So that is my podcast. I talk about all things spiritual. I like to just spirit I ask Spirit, what would you like me to talk about? And then we go from there. So
And
that's
that's
how it is. Yeah.
and that's on the Brave and Bold network, is that right?
Yeah. The Bold Brave TV
Sorry,
network.
Bold
That's
Brave
okay.
TV network, right.
Yeah.
So when people go to your YouTube channel, would they click on lives or would they click on playlists to find all your shows from Bold Brave TV?
So on my YouTube channel, you would go to the playlist and then you will see my playlist. It will say Journey with Joan. I'm slowly uploading them on their own as well so that you don't have to click it on the playlist, but that's where you can find it. And then again, if you go to the Bold Brave TV, if you go to their playlist, then you can see all my episodes there as well. But it'd be great to get some likes and subscribes on my YouTube channel as well. I am planning on venturing and going independent as well. So that is where that's coming. That's the birth of 2025.
So Tony Ann just asked, do you own a studio and do that stone healing massages
Oh, okay.
too?
So I do have, like, I don't own a studio. You come to my house And so you're talking about the hot stone massage. I totally do that. I haven't done it in a while just because most people don't um, ask, but I'm not a registered massage therapist. So you can't put that in your health insurance. And that's why for the hot stone massages, it's more of like a healing and relaxing thing. And I have
Mhm.
it in my office. I have a massage table here, and then you would have your session there.
But then
Yes.
they'd
And if
also have to come to Canada, Alberta,
that's right.
Canada, to see you as well. So for
Absolutely.
everybody who's here in Alberta, yeah, that's a great option. Well, unless want to just
You
fly
can.
in, that'd be okay too, right?
That's right. I have my own woods, so everyone can get grounded big time.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah,
Joan, I know recently you were on the Forbidden Knowledge news podcast, and you were also you're getting to be a favorite on Robert Khalil's Typical Skeptic. So, what is your future? Are you going to go back to Typical Skeptic and do readings again, or what have you got planned for yourself?
absolutely. I'm going back on the typical skeptic, I believe on January the 26th. And I will be doing live readings as well. And for that one, we're going to do a little bit of a um, fundraiser for the channel, for the typical skeptic. So a minimum donation of $5 that will help with equipment and, all things that is required monetarily to keep a podcast going. So that
Hmm.
is where I am planning to be on the 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern. So 5 p.m. Pacific.
Hmm.
Just had to
Hmm.
count.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So
So,
we're So
yes,
yeah, so everybody come and check out Joan on the Typical Skeptic podcast and help support a worthy cause. And
absolutely.
before we go, is there any last minute things you'd like to say, Joan, before we let everybody go?
Wow, what I really get is really truly be you. Feel the love within you. See the beauty in each day. Because I know 2024 was a bit rough on a lot of people. Um, Remember, that's gone. It's in the past. We no longer have to live it. So don't carry it with you into like 2025, because 2025 is here and it's going to come in, and it will be it is a huge breath of fresh air. So, but be in the in the loving energy and in the positivity to be able to see that and feel it. So allow that, shed that skin, and just go forth and really see the miracle and the beauty in every day that we are here. And doors open up. Doors will be, all I see is all these doors open, and it will be yours to choose from. Take back your power and know that you are in control of everything you have in your life, and that will and you can get in your life. You are in full control of that. So, yeah, really just
Wonderful.
hone in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's going to be a hell of a year too. Seize the year, seize the day, everybody.
Seize the day,
Joan,
yes.
Joan, thank you so much for being my guest again. I really appreciate you so much. Thank you for doing all the healing work and the readings for my audience. And again, if anyone's interested in having a personal reading, do contact Joan. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. And I want to send much love and light out to the audience and to everybody out there, whether you're listening live, whether you're listening to the replay or on an audio podcast. I love you all, sending much love and joy to each. and every one of you. And with that, we'll say goodbye and see you on Sunday for the Aliens and Angels podcast
Yes.
at noon Mountain Time. We'll see you then. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me for the Quantum Guide Show. Become the change that you wish to see in the world. Subscribe to my YouTube and other channels at Karen Holton TV. Click the like button, leave me a comment, and share this podcast with your friends. Read about my true life ET contact in my book called Transdimensional: Meet the New Neighbors, which is now available in Amazon bookstores worldwide. Check out my website at www.karenholtonhealthcoach.com to see my free resources and amazing products and services. All the links will be in the description below. As part of the Forbidden Knowledge Network, you will find the Quantum Guide Show with Karen Holton and also the Aliens and Angels podcast on all audio platforms. Until next time, keep up the good work.